Hey you all, so I'm heading up to testing site to do what? Take my NCLEX. Let me turn, it's my turn to take NCLEX, y'all. We about to go take NCLEX. Yesterday I had a little breakdown. Oh, I didn't know this ain't doing construction over here. Anyways, yesterday I had a little breakdown. Basically, so you know you have to have your ID to take this test. Well, I lost my ID back in May, early June. Hold on, y'all. So I then replaced I lost my whole wallet actually. I left my ring. Replaced my ID. Cool. Lose it again. Okay, so I realized that I lost it, but I was being so chill about it. I was like, oh, I'll look for it, I'll find it, or, you know, like I kind of forgot. Like, how you know how you remember and you forget, and you're like, oh, I forgot to go get it. So I never went to go renew my license, like to go get a new license, and I need it in order to take this test. So yesterday, I'm like, kind of sort of freaking out, looking for it. I'm like, it's not here. It had to have fallen somewhere. Because just the timeline of when I last remember using it or seeing it till like now, I'm like, I have no idea when else I pulled it out to use it again. So I'm like, I have no idea where this ID is. And I'm talking to my husband. I'm kind of like stressing out. I'm looking on the NCLEX and he's like, no, we're going to find it. I'm looking on the NCLEX site like, okay, how can I reschedule this test? This test is tomorrow at 8 o'clock. It's like 2 o'clock. And I'm talking to the person. I'm kind of getting frustrated with the guy I'm talking to through the little chat because they're asking me these questions and they're like, oh yeah, we can do that. We can do this, like all this stuff. I was like, well, can you just reschedule it? Just reschedule. He's like, oh, you're still gonna need your ID to reschedule. I'm like, to reschedule? He's like, no, to go take the test. I'm like, I understand that. That's why I want to reschedule it so I can get my ID and go take the test. But I didn't say all that. I said, okay, I understand. Can I reschedule it? Sure. All this time goes by. Then he copies and pastes a freaking message. It's like basically per our policy, we cannot reschedule if it's more than 24 hours. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm a few hours off. Like any fucking exceptions, like this test costs $200. So they're like, nope. So I looking for my, I'm freaking out, I'm crying. I'm like, this is $200. I'm gonna pay $400 for a test. I haven't even studied for the NCLEX. Now, granted, I'm very confident because I've done it before and because I did pretty decent in school. And it's just like, I'm at this point, look, and we did like a 3-day review for NCLEX. At this point, they gonna get what they gonna get. $200 a night. Like, there's really nothing else I can do but show up on time and take this test. So anyways, this is what happened. As I'm looking for myself, so I'm crying, talking to my husband, I'm getting pissed off, and I'm not even upset with anyone but myself. I'm like so mad at myself at this time because I just procrastinated on taking care of things. And my husband's like, it's gonna be okay, let's just lay down with me, let's just chill, take a minute. You know, he's like talking me down. So I chill. And I remember that my temporary ID that I found the temporary ID, but it was old from the first time I lost it. But it had my picture, it had my signature, it had all my information. You could like scan the back of it. And I was like, well, maybe if I go get a new ID, like they could still take the temporary one. And I asked the guy, Pearson View guy, I was like, will they take a temporary one? And all he did was copy and paste like, hey, you need a government ID, passport. I'm like, look, dude, I want to know if they're going to take a temporary ID. But I just let it go, whatever. So I was like, you know what? Let me call the testing center. So I called the testing center and I was like, can I bring a temporary ID? It's just like my actual ID. It is my actual ID, or license, I should say. But it's just in paper form until I can get the actual physical. I mean, the hard copy, I should say. So the person at the front, she goes and talks to the administrator over the whole building. And she's like, as long as it has your photo, your signature, and it's not expired, and it has all your information exactly how it is on the test, you're good. I'm like, cool. It was like, tell them such and such said it was okay if they have any problems. I'm like, cool, we're gonna do this test. So I went, got my license yesterday, my temporary license, and we're headed up to this testing center. Hopefully no one gives me any flack. If so, I'm gonna be like, I saw to such and such yesterday. Let me talk. Ring her up, because she said I could do this. But we'll see. But yeah, like I said, I did not study. I feel like I did study. Like, I think if you do well in school and you understand how to do test questions, you're gonna do well on NCLEX. It's really just the nerves, in my opinion. And I'm pretty chill, child. I washed my hair. My hair was so freaking sweaty and a hot mess, child, because I've been working all these hours. I washed my hair, did a nice little fresh little juicy retwist on it. Scalp is nice and clean, getting some fresh air. I feel good. I'm gonna go take this test, knock it out the park. I will get back to you with the results because we know we passed, okay? And that's that, you all. I love you so much. My husband was like, see, it's okay, we've overcome so many adversities, you'll be okay. When I was like having my little meltdown, he's like, and I'm like, it's not an adversity, it's me, I'm the problem, I can never do anything right. Like, I swear it takes like one thing for me to mess up, for me to be like, oh, I'm a failure. Like, no lie, that's like my default. I have to work on that. Yeah, especially something like this. I was so upset with myself. I was like, seriously, Brandy, you about to have to pay $400 for this test. But we're gonna see. I'm gonna go up here, get on my stuff, and hopefully they take it without me having to fight for it. And it's gonna be great. I'm gonna be okay. I'm saying all this to say, get your ID, make sure you have all your stuff together for NCLEX. And just get your ID. Make sure you have everything you need for NCLEX. Know where the place is at. If you have to, drive up to the place beforehand. Remember the person who gave us like a 3-day ATI NCLEX review? She was saying like, yeah, do like a little dry run up to the place where you're going so you get an idea where parking is, see how the traffic is, see anything that you need to see on the way there. Kind of help to ease your anxiety, knowing that, okay, I've been here before. That's a cute Jeep. Ooh, beep, beep. Who got the keys to the Jeep? Vroom. Boom, boom, boom. But yeah, I gotta make this turn and look at these directions. I don't know where I'm going. I didn't do the pre drive up here. All right, I love you all. Golly, what is that? Oh, smells like, oh, somebody's car. Woo. All right, y'all, I love you. I gotta go. Just finished NCLEX. Just finished NCLEX like, I don't know, 30 minutes ago, yeah. So this house went. Of course, it was a different testing center than I've been to before for my LPN. But when I first came in, it was like everything said mask. No, before I even went in, my friend, oh my God, I saw my friend. We went to nursing school together the first time. And then the second time we went together too, but not the same campus. And she was like crying in her car, like, girl, what's going on? She was like, they don't have my name on the list. They cannot find my name. I'm like, what? She was like, I got to call up here. I'm like, that's horrible. Mind you, I'm already late. So I'm like trying to talk to her. I'm like, girl, everything happens for a reason. You're still going to do it. You're still going to test. She's like, I want to test now. I'm like, I know, girl. Just, it's going to be okay, girl. It's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. You're going to do good. Like, you're going to test and you're going to pass. So then I'm running through my car, looking through stuff, looking for a freaking mask. Finally find a mask, chat. Run up in there. As soon as I get up in there, he's like, did you wash your hands in the bathroom before you came in here? I was like, no, the fuck? He was like, I need you to do that. So I do that, come back in. Then they have you like, they get your information, all this, yada, yada. They took my ID, no problem. And then they, what did they do? And then they have you like sit back down, basically. So it was, everybody was in front of me because I was the last person there. And then they finally call you up. Then they scan your hand. They're going to keep scanning your palm on this little thing. And telling you the whole rundown, all this crap. So I get the rundown. They do the palm scan. And then you're like, okay, cool. They give you a little locker. They put your phone in this bag and say, you better not open that bag. Only our staff can open the bag, child. So you better not touch that bag. While you're doing it, take off your iWatch, take off your Apple Watch, iWatch, take off them Apple Watches and everything. So do that, we're good. You think you cool? You think you about to go back and take a test? No, it's another line. Okay. So it's another line to take the test. They're doing the same exact thing, girl. So they over here looking at your ID, having you scan again. even though you just did it. It's like literally you leave from here, you walk 2 feet, and then you're like, okay, ma'am, can I get your ID? Please scan. Please use sanitizer. Okay. So then that happens. Get scanned again. I'm gonna come back to y'all.